Coming up on Mustang News, one off-campus housing facility is facing a lawsuit.
And find out what makes the ballroom at the Madonna Inn so special for dancers.
And later, two young San Luis Obispo locals just opened their doors to a studio on Higuera Street.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Ethan Roman.
And I'm Daniel Sanchez. Here are your top stories for this week. The SLO Student Living apartment complex is facing legal repercussions after neglecting to get proper permits needed to complete construction on the units. The residents of the complex, formerly known as the Stenner Garden Apartments, are unhappy with the current living situation.
I know that the SLO Living is in a lot of heat from San Luis Obispo County for their construction, permit fines, and I know that they just remodeled from last year, and there's a lot of things that there's a lot of consequences because of that lawsuit that the residents are dealing with, which is, I think, unfair for us because we're paying just as much rent. We're paying the same amount of rent to them, but I know that they're in a lot of financial burdens right now.
Issues that residents have been subjected to include lack of water at times, insufficient electrical outlets, and dust from construction work.
Dancers gather in the Madonna Inn Ballroom during the week. Mustang News reporter Kayla Berenson went to find out more.
The Madonna Inn's Pink Ballroom fills up every Monday night for swing dancing. Retail coordinator and swing dance instructor Lauren Chester says swing and Lindy Hop are unique compared to other styles of dance.
It is pure energy. It is connection, emotion. It is fun. It is exciting. It is silly. It is so many different things. The thing is, you don't have to get it. You can sit and watch and be excited, just as entranced, because it's an amazing dance to watch those people interact.
Chester says the ballroom creates a special experience for visitors and dancers, even on the hotel's tango and salsa nights, which happen later in the week.
It's the wood, it's the hand-carved, all of Alex Zeller's hand-carved pieces continues in here. There's a stage, you can see the steakhouse. It's the fact that you're on this floor and you're dancing and you have an automatic audience, because they're not going to not turn and watch. I mean, Mr. Madonna knew what he was doing. There's a bar, there's food, there's dancing, there's pink everywhere, there's red chandeliers. I mean, it's just an amazing atmosphere, and just coming in here and turning on the music, and it's a space like no other. And on top of it, it's free.
Kayla Berenson, Mustang News.
Two local SLO residents opened a jewelry store downtown. Mustang News reporter Lauren Ibsen has their story.
Savannah Ray Nicholson founded and created Anahata Ray Jewelry in February of 2015. Since then, her work has taken off, starting with Etsy, creating her own website, and more recently, collaborating with another local entrepreneur to have their own studio in downtown San Luis Obispo.
It was personally based off of things that I wanted to wear that I couldn't find, and stuff that I wanted to wear together. And that's kind of where it stemmed from, so just like a little piece of me.
Nicholson met current partner and founder of Radical Souls Collective, Danielle Churchill, only a few months prior to opening their studio together. Their store officially had their grand opening last weekend on Higuera Street.
Savannah and I met, we were just kind of in the same place in our businesses where we were kind of ready to make the next step, but didn't really know what to do or how to make that happen. And it was great because we were able to support each other in making this happen, where I don't think either of us really could have done it on our own.
The studio is currently open for shopping by appointment. Although the studio just officially opened, both Savannah and Danielle are already talking about future endeavors.
We dream big. Like, we definitely talk about like having employees one day and like how we're gonna look back at this tiny little space and like think it was so cute. But right now it's like a huge accomplishment, but we definitely like both want to take it a lot further.
Lauren Ibsen, Mustang News.
Hi, this is Alexandra Urban, and we'll be back with your weather update.
A lot of the time, a lot of the other news we get isn't necessarily good news, and so I think that it's kind of a nice break from a lot of the other not so great things that might be happening around the community and on campus. I think that good journalism is objective and informative. It is as unbiased as possible, and I think that Mustang News does a really good job of that, reporting about the incidents on campus without necessarily putting a spin on them.
I think art is something that doesn't go appreciated that much, especially at a polytechnic campus. We have a lot of engineering and architecture focus, and we want to try to focus a lot of our arts writing on structural design and architecture design and things that relate to Cal Poly, but through the arts. I think good journalism comes from unbiased reporting, and I think we do a really good job at making sure that everything's accurate.
The thing about broadcast is it's not just on paper, so now you're actually seeing people's emotions and their reactions, and I think you just really learn a lot by being able to go face to face and also have a camera and capture those emotions. And broadcast is so fun, in my opinion, because you can take what you see and show it to your audience and show them exactly what you're witnessing or other people are witnessing at the moment.
Good afternoon, Cal Poly. I'm Alexandra Urban with your weather update for this week. For today's weather, we're looking at a high of 85 degrees and a low of 52 degrees this evening. For the rest of the week, we are going to see the temperatures in the mid-70s and the 80s as well. Moving on to North County. So South County, down in South County, we will see temperatures ranging from the mid-70s to high 70s, temperatures dropping into the 40s as we head into the evening. That's all I have for you today. Here is Kayla with your sports update.
Tom Brady broke the record for most passing yards in a Super Bowl last night, but it wasn't enough for the New England Patriots, who were defeated last night in a major upset to the Philadelphia Eagles in a score of 34-28. Construction around the I Field is coming to a close after the Door Field ribbon-cutting ceremony last Friday.
After a nearly 2-month delay, Doer Family Field is now officially open to Cal Poly student athletes.
It's also going to improve the student-athlete experience for over 550 student athletes.
The field will serve as a practice facility to various Cal Poly sports and clubs, but the field means a little something extra to the football team.
Really one-stop shopping. The sports medicine facility, the locker room, the weight room, their academic center is all directly behind us, yet their practice field is about a mile away. They're just so happy. I mean, they're jumping up and down on it. They're laid down on it. I saw a couple of them try to make their version of an artificial turf angel. We'll continue to look at making modifications to Mott Athletic Center, locker rooms, and other things. We're making improvements to Baggett Stadium, like you mentioned. That's going to be one of the premier West Coast baseball facilities.
Eric Engel, Mustang News.
The Cal Poly beach volleyball team has welcomed 3 new transfers this quarter. Reporter Lauren Plume has the details.
The Cal Poly beach volleyball season is right around the corner, and 3 new transfers are in the mix as the team vies for the Big West Conference crown. Jamie Stivers is a transfer from Duke and will play both indoor and beach for the Mustangs.
The fact that I can play both here, and Sam, Todd, Jason, like all of the coaching staff on both sides, and the girls, they just are so genuine and accepting, and just the culture here is something that I really wanted to be a part of, and it still feels like a dream every day.
Coach Todd Rogers says that Stivers has exceptional hand-eye ability and touch on the ball. Tessa Tuman is a transfer from Santa Monica College, where she competed as the team's #1 seed and captain.
Todd, Mackenzie, Sam, the coaches, the team is great. We all get along. The college, the campus, the different beaches around here.
Rogers commends Tuman for her solid all-around ability as well as her versatility as a player. Theodora Murick is a decorated transfer from Western University in London, Ontario, Canada. Todd Rogers was her main reason for choosing Cal Poly.
So for him to contact me and ask
me to play for him was like the most incredible thing that could have happened. So that's really what drew me here. And then realizing what an amazing school this was just made it even better.
Rogers says that Myrick is a fantastic defender with experience above and beyond her years. Lauren Plume, Mustang News.
Coming up, Cal Poly may see a tuition increase next year. Find out more when we come back.
So far, to start off the beginning of the year, there have been things such as like parking and bus routes, and students have so many questions about that, and so that kind of goes to what I want to do for this year, and is I want to get that information out to students. Good journalism means that we are getting the story out, but that it includes all the information, that it answers all the questions that people are asking.
I manage a team of MMJs, multimedia journalists, who cover all news on campus, from administration to student life to any protests that happen on campus. We really just have our finger on the pulse of Cal Poly. Journalism is reporting on the facts at all times because we have to, regardless of whether or not people may disagree.
Governor Jerry Brown's budget plan for next year may require California state universities to raise their tuition by hundreds of dollars for in-state and out-of-state students. Mustang News reporter Kayla Berenson went around Cal Poly to see what students think of the potential increase.
That much for each individual student, because it's not that much more for them, but I think collectively it would help the university a lot.
I don't know, I don't think that it's the biggest change, so I think in the end it's not going to be the biggest difference. So I'm for it, I guess.
It doesn't really affect me personally, but from the things I've heard from my roommates, that it's probably going to affect them pretty hard, and it's just kind of a lot of money on top of what they're already paying, so I'll see how it plays out with them. But
I think it's increasing tuition will be fine as long as we know where the money is going towards.
The elephant seals are back, bringing viewers out to watch the seals in their natural habitat.
The shores of San Simeon are covered once again with thousands of elephant seals. December through February are peak seasons for birthing, breeding, and fighting.
The big males will come ashore, and they establish what are called dominance hierarchies. And they try to establish a dominance over a section of the beach and keep all the other males away from that section. The females come ashore, they're here about 4 to 5 days, they give birth to a pup, they nurse it for 1 month. The last couple of days they're nursing it is when they're ready to mate for next year's pup.
Adam says there is usually an alpha male that dominates power throughout the beach. Males can grow up to 16 feet long and weigh as much as 5,000 pounds. These large dominant males are based on size, age, and aggression, and usually become dominant at around age 10. Fights can last up to 45 minutes to an hour.
So it's kind of gruesome for a lot of visitors, but that's just the way it is. That's nature.
Many visitors come out to San Simeon to view the elephant seals in action. The elephant seals are located north of Hearst Castle on California Highway 1, where you can safely watch the seals in their natural habitat. Emily Fagenstrom, Mustang News.
For more information, go to www.elephantseal.org.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this week. Log on to mustangnews.net for continuous coverage. I'm Ethan Roman.
And I'm Daniel Sanchez. Have a great rest of your Monday.